Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of The Daily here with Simon Borg. I'm Nick Firchau, and on this Monday, looking back at the biggest headlines in the weekend from Major League Soccer. And we'll start out west, Simon. Very easy one here. The LA Galaxy with a 4-2 win over Real Salt Lake. Omar Gonzalez makes good on that new designated player contract, a goal in his first game with the new deal, and Robbie Keane with a hat trick. A statement win for the Galaxy. It's summertime. We got a long way to go in the season, but a big win for the Galaxy.
A big win. Let's not forget, Real Salt Lake were at the top of the standings. They're the team a lot of people have penciled in for the Supporters' Shield. They've played that well. They go into LA where they've played well in the past. They get a goal. You think this is Salt Lake's game. This is Salt Lake's year. Not to be. LA Galaxy just coming right back at them. Robbie Keane making a case for MVP. No one's been talking about him yet with the hat trick. Dominant performance by him. And then Omar Gonzalez with that last goal to cap it off. And not a lot of people appreciating Gonzalez's response. I think they want a little more class coming after that goal.
So a little bit of extra fuel for the fire for this rivalry, RSL and LA on Salt Lake side. An interesting quote from Deloy Hansen, the owner of Real Salt Lake, talking about those ongoing contract negotiations for head coach Jason Christ, who is not under contract for 2014 or beyond, saying he's the most beautiful coach in MLS, and there might be interest from other teams. What do you think?
This is not new, Nick. A few months ago, I think we heard rumblings of possible interest from other clubs. One name that did come up in rumors was the Red Bulls before they hired Mike Petke. So not a surprise there are other teams that are interested. Let's not forget, New York City FC is about a year out in 2014, so who knows if they give him the reins to the team and help him construct this. So I think Jason Christ has earned himself the right to have the entire field at his disposal. And let's not forget, national team possibly as well. Jurgen Klinsmann has the contract through the World Cup. Is there a role for him on the national team level?
Very interesting stuff. Make sure you log on to MLSsoccer.com. You'll find that story in the kickoff on Monday morning. Well, also on Saturday, the second game of Clint Dempsey's new era in Major League Soccer. This one did not turn out as well as the first one. A 3-1 loss on the road at the Houston Dynamo for Dempsey and his guys. They'll return home and play Portland next week. But on this one, the Dynamo, still a good team. They put the clamps down on Clint Dempsey.
They did, and they didn't have any apologies after the game saying they targeted Dempsey. They didn't give him any space on the ball. They didn't let the ball get to him, and they contained him. But it was easy for them to do that since Obafemi Martins, Eddie Johnson weren't starting, so Dempsey didn't have his crew. So if it's just him, then yeah, it's going to be easy to stop him. But he needs those other pieces, and Seattle were limited on today. In Houston, a great performance.
So a good win for the Houston Dynamo. Giles Barnes with 2 goals and Will Bruin with 1 for the Dynamo. And out west, the Portland Timbers later that Saturday night with a win over FC Dallas, and the Colorado Rapids with a win over the Vancouver Whitecaps to keep pace. That Western Conference is packed right now. Log on, MLSsoccer.com/standings. Well, the only game on Sunday saw the San Jose Earthquakes get a 1-0 win over Sporting Kansas City out of Buckshaw Stadium. Chris Wondolowski stays hot and gets the game winner for the Quakes. So they keep pace in the West, but you look out east. The Columbus Crew with a win over Toronto FC, and the New England Revolution with a win over the Chicago Fire. So of those 3 teams, the Quakes, the Crew, or the Revs, who's the best playoff contender?
Well, Nick, what stands out to me is all 3 teams did it with their stars. New England needed Juan Agudelo, and what a goal by him. That should win goal of the week. You had the Columbus Crew, Federico Higuain, going through an inspired moment here for them. And then Chris Wondolowski, as we said, beginning to heat up for San Jose. But if you're looking at the performances this weekend, the biggest win is San Jose's over Sporting Kansas City. I don't care that Graham Zusi wasn't in the KC lineup. That was still a difficult team to beat, and San Jose did that, showing that the Supporters' Shield form from last year, they could get it back. I think New England and Columbus, look at the opposition they played. Chicago didn't play that great, so New England really dominated that game, and then Columbus, they were up against Toronto, listless by all accounts.
So the Quakes keep pace in the Western Conference. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more on the latest edition of Extra Time Radio. The podcast comes out on Monday, iTunes, Buzzsprout, and Stitcher Radio. That does it for us. We'll be back with another edition of The Daily tomorrow.